Elon Musk's plan to settle humans on Mars doesn't feel like anything less than a fictional story to us. The owner of Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk, has a plan that by 2050 he will build a complete human city on Mars where 1 million people will be able to live. And that, too, without Earth's help. This enormous plan used to be mocked, but people started believing in Musk's organization when NASA also joined SpaceX's Mars mission, because over the past several years, SpaceX has made a lot of progress in rocket technology. As we know, Elon Musk's company Tesla is also an expert in making electric autopilot cars. Similarly, SpaceX has used such technology in its rockets that allows them to reach space using minimal fuel. Mars, which is about 62 million kilometers away from Earth, requires the Starship being built to transport humans there, which, according to Musk, will run on the same kind of battery technology used in Tesla, meaning minimal fuel will be used. Musk will get humans to Mars, but the question arises, how will a human colony on Mars actually be possible? After all, why do Elon Musk and NASA want to leave this green Earth and settle humans on this barren, Mars-like land? There's no oxygen to breathe there, no food or water, and no shelter from cold as extreme as minus 100 degrees Celsius. When there isn't even a basic facility for humans to live there, how will building a human colony on Mars ever be possible? These are the very questions this video will answer. First, let's talk about why. When Earth has all the natural facilities needed for human life, there's even a need to send humans to Mars at all. For several centuries now, research on our planet Earth's health has unfortunately been producing negative results. Scientists say that ever since humans began using fossil fuels, petrol and gas, Earth's temperature has kept rising, and a time will come when this temperature becomes so high that no living being will be able to survive on Earth. According to one survey, Earth's average temperature is rising by about 0.16 degrees Celsius every 10 years. This means that if things continue this way, in about 150 years, the hot regions where humans currently live will become uninhabitable. Because of rising temperatures, glaciers are melting rapidly, increasing the risk of floods, cyclones, and tsunamis. It's not just about fuel use. This pollution has also damaged Earth's ozone layer, which protects us from the sun's deadly rays. That, too, is gradually being destroyed. So on one side, there's the heat caused by warming, and on the other, harmful solar radiation. Scientists are now certain that one day Earth will no longer be fit to live on, which is why we humans are already searching for a second home, a second planet. But why only Mars? Our solar system has other planets too. So why is Mars specifically being chosen? Our neighboring planet Venus is actually much closer to Earth than Mars, but we can't go there because it has exactly what we're trying to escape from: heat. Venus, the second planet from the Sun, is so hot that it could melt iron. On the other hand, Mars, the fourth planet from the Sun, doesn't have heat like Venus, but the cold there is worse than Earth's Arctic regions. And it's not just the brutal cold that makes Mars difficult for humans. There's no oxygen and no water either, meaning even the basic facilities needed for human survival aren't available there. Despite all these conditions, what plan do NASA and Elon Musk actually have to keep humans alive on Mars? According to Musk's plan, a small group of humans will first go to Mars in 2016, as stated in video. Likely means a future year in the plan. This group will have enough supplies to survive for at least 2 years: food, water, oxygen, and pressurized units. But even before this group goes there, it's essential to first build a protective shelter on Mars, because Mars's terrifying dust storms could harm humans. These protective shelters will be built using the soil found on Mars itself. But since there won't be any humans on Mars yet, who will build these shelters? Surprisingly, these shelters will be built by robots already present on Mars. Artificial intelligence-powered robots will be sent to Mars before humans. These will be special robots that can work in separate sections, but can also join together when needed. These robots will be able to work much faster than humans and will be equipped with cameras, sensors, a soil digging tool, and 3D printer units. These solar-powered robots will first use sensors to find a specific type of soil. Wherever they find more of this soil, they'll set up their base unit there. Among these robots, the one responsible for digging will excavate that location and collect the soil, and smaller robots will carry this soil to a refining unit. After refining, the soil will be delivered to a 3D printer unit, which will print layer by layer. This process will continue for several months and can be monitored remotely from Earth. Once this chapter is complete, the second phase of the robot's work will begin. For the first time, a group of humans will land on Mars. Since humans will be landing there for the first time, they'll bring a lot of supplies with them. The robots on Mars will welcome the humans, carry their belongings from the landing site to the base unit, and place small units inside the base unit that will automatically inflate. Because Mars's atmospheric pressure is very low, that's why humans will live in these pressurized units, meaning artificial pressure similar to Earth's will be created inside them. All these pressurized units will be connected to each other, and a solar farm built by the robots will supply them with electricity. If any human needs to go outside the base unit, a special suit will attach itself to the cabin's door so that opening the door doesn't cause a pressure leak inside. Next comes building a greenhouse on Mars so that vegetation can be grown. According to scientific research, initially only potatoes and beans can be grown on Mars. As the plants inside the greenhouse grow, they will release something extremely essential for Mars: oxygen. Yes, besides vegetables, these plants will also give humans oxygen. But this oxygen won't be enough, so arrangements will quickly be made to produce oxygen on Mars as well. Surprisingly, this experiment has already been carried out on Mars by the Mars rover. A special device powered by solar energy will draw carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and pass heat and electric current through it, separating oxygen from the carbon dioxide. And that oxygen will then be collected. This means a small team of humans there will also be able to produce their own oxygen. For food, they'll have enough to sustain themselves, and beneath Mars's surface, there is frozen water, something the rover on Mars has already discovered. So water will also be produced from this. In short, the humans sent to Mars will now be able to survive without Earth's help, and when needed, will also be able to return to Earth. But will things simply continue this way forever? Will the people who go to Mars never step out of their cabins? If life on Mars is going to be lived this way, then what was the point of all this massive effort in the first place? Scientists don't yet have a complete solution to this problem, but their idea is that if certain changes are made to Mars's climate to raise its temperature, then perhaps after 100 or 200 years, Mars could become as green and lush as Earth is now. In other words, according to scientists, raising Mars's temperature could bring life back to it. And the ideas being proposed for this are hard to believe. MIT student Margarita Marinova's idea is that factories should be built on Mars using robots that would work day and night, doing just one thing: emitting smoke. Because of that smoke, the same thing that's happening to Earth would happen to Mars too. global
one and a half
warming.
miles in altitude,
On the
7
other
miles
hand,
downrange from the
Elon
Kennedy
Musk has
Space Center.
also proposed an idea to raise
Discovery's
Mars's
engines are
temperature
throttling down as the
using
orbiter
nuclear
passes through the
weapons
area of
on
maximum
Mars.
pressure on the
He has
vehicle.
said that 10,000 nuclear missiles would be fired at Mars, which would melt its ice caps and raise its overall temperature, making Mars fit for human habitation much sooner. NASA and Elon Musk's current plan is that in 2036, as stated, a small group of humans will go first and conduct various experiments, and then, every 2 years, when Earth and Mars come close to each other, more groups of people will be sent. By 2050, 1 million people will be living on Mars in these pressurized habitats, while efforts continue to raise Mars's temperature. They believe that within around 200 years, using solar energy, they will succeed in turning Mars into a planet like Earth.